Alright, this is a golf joke video. I'm going to do three from lightweight to middleweight to heavyweight, which is BS kind of categorization that I just literally made up on the spot. But the lightweight one goes like this. A couple guys out playing golf, nice warm day, sunny, Sunday, that kind of thing. They're on the 18th green, just about done. Standing around, just putting out, and a funeral procession goes by, and it's long and the usual thing. Lots of cars, the hearse, and some more cars, and one of the guys takes off his hat, and, up over the heart. He stands there for a while, and the other guy goes, "Man, that's a really lovely gesture." And he said, "Well, she was a good wife." So, yeah, that's kind of a funny. Then there's one. Actually, I might tell four. I just remembered another one. So there's one where the guys are talking on the 19th tee, which is the bar for those who don't golf. And they're yakking about the round, and it's pretty interesting. And one of their friends comes by. He played a little earlier, and he says, "Man, I had a pretty good round, but this one hole just kind of sucked." He says, "So I took a pretty good drive, but it rolled into the woods, just into the woods. It was so annoying. So I go there. My wife comes with me, and we're standing around the ball, trying to figure out how am I going to get this thing out of here. Well, the way this works, of course, is maybe sometimes you have to shoot backwards. Maybe sometimes you have to shoot between trees. Whatever, depending on your skill level, conservative's almost always better. It's one shot, right? You rack it off a tree and then deeper in the woods, and you're in for three or four. So the guy decides, though, that he thinks he can make it between these two trees. There's an outhouse not far away, like about 6-7 feet back, because it's for convenience, right? So his wife stands back. He takes a big mighty swing, like he just hammers it, because he's a long way away yet. Boom, off a tree. Wow. Off the outhouse, and bang. So he's explaining this to the guys, and he says, "Hit her in the head, killed her." And the guy said, "God, that's awful." And he says, "I took a bogey." So that's callous golfer joke number 2. What was that third one again? I just lost it. But the original one's here. So this one is normally told from an angle that I'm not willing to go on YouTube. Just not. So I'm recasting the two characters. Those of you familiar with the joke will know immediately who they were. So not these two guys. No, this is not that kind of joke. So Melisandre and the Mountain happen to go play golf. This is obviously after it's all over because, well, actually no, they're both dead in the movie, but let's assume this is from the book series, because the book series hasn't really taken care of anybody yet. At least I don't think so. I just finished book 5 again, and I'm not really Song of Ice and Fire for those that are lost. Game of Thrones, you'll know it from HBO. So the Mountain being literally monstrous. I watched them in the World's Strongest Men Championships a couple times, and wow. Half Thor, and I forget now the pronunciation of his last name, but yeah, big. Melisandre, a very slight woman, but we know what she can do by calling upon um, the fire god. Um, R'hllor, I think it's pronounced, but anyway. So Melisandre and the Mountain tee up, and the Mountain steps up first tee, hammers the ball like 450 yards, just incredible. Turns and looks at her with kind of a, well, I guess I shouldn't swear on camera, but hey, with a shit-eating grin. So she's a little irritated, so she steps up and hits the ball as hard as she can, which of course peters along at about 100 yards. She doesn't weigh anything, and maybe she doesn't have a lot of technique, because of course you can hit it a lot further than that, even if you weigh 80 pounds. But she gets about 100 yards, and Hathor, sorry, the Mountain, in character here, is kind of chuckling. Suddenly a squirrel runs up the fairway, grabs the ball, and starts running. Hathor, sorry, the Mountain, looks over at her, and then turns to watch, and an eagle swoops down, grabs the squirrel, flies off with him. So the Mountain is completely captivated by this scene, because the eagle flies over the green and drops the squirrel, who hits just before the green, coughs at the ball rolls in the hole. So Hathor, and I'm supposed to swear here too, Hathor, the Mountain. The Mountain looks at Melisandre and says, are we going to play golf, or are you just going to dick around? And that's supposed to be the F word, but anyway. So that's the joke. I always find it very funny, especially when you use the original characters, but it's still very funny. Might against magic, basically, or might against all control, but very funny. I've lost that other joke, so oh no, I didn't. No, I just got it back. This one's subtly dirty, but not really. I'll try and tell it. So again, at the 19th tee, people are commiserating over their crappy golf game. I mean, you know, golf is hard, I have to say. So they're sitting and chatting about the round, and one guy recounts his tale. Sorry, I'll set it up better. A guy comes in, and he's talking really scratchy. And they finally ask him, what's wrong with your throat? He says, oh, I was on the 18th fairway, knocked the ball across the fence. 18th fairway is often along a road or whatever. Knocked the ball across the fence into a farmer's field. Bunch of cows around. Oh, man. So I jumped the fence and I start looking for the ball. And there's a lady who is also looking for her ball. And, you know, we're both just wandering about. It's ridiculous. I come upon a cow and I'm watching its tail wag like they do. And I see a flash of white stuck in there under the tail. That's weird, I think. So I lift the tail up, and it's a ball stuck there. And I'm looking, going, that's not my ball. It's the wrong kind. I should have Titleist, and this is not a Titleist. So I'm wondering what the heck. And I motion the lady over. I lift up the. Okay, this joke's great. It's also if you're easily offended, please stop listening right now. I motion the lady over. I lift up the cow's tail and say, "Hey, does this look like yours?" Wham! 5-iron across the throat. Anyway, so yeah, golf jokes are of a particular ilk. They make fun of a whole lot of things. Generally speaking, mostly golfers, but I like golf. It's fun. It's relaxing, and I suck at it. But it's anyway. So there you go. There's some golf jokes. I hope they were funny for you. You could always hit the subscribe button. I might do this again. I got some really, really good jokes. Maybe I'll steal some out of the Gross Jokes tape from the 70s. I don't know. Anyway, these are just jokes I've heard around and I've liked for many, many years. And I've tried to scrub the worst elements out of them and retain a reasonable level of funniness. I hope that was okay. Talk to you all another time. Oh, subscribe. Press the like button. Or press the hate button. Hey, man, some people are going to hate these jokes. That's cool.